here in Europe. When you ask the people, where is the future? We answer, there, in front of us. But when you are in the Pacific Islands tradition, when you ask them, where is the future? They say, there, because we don't see it. And so, for me, foresight is to take that future that is in reality behind us because we do not see it, and we bring it here to have a better understanding of what is going to be, to reflect on the present, and to help to understand what we are doing here and why.
So I would probably start with the pluralization of the word futures, and then going into a systematic and committed engagement with the possibility that things might change, that things are influenced by a multiplicity of factors at all times, and that we need to, look into what might unfold and not just what we think or what also the media portrays will happen in the future.
I would say foresight is an opening up of the imagination to think about world issues and your place in it and your community in it. I am not a dogmatic person about methods of foresight. I think it's all about opening up the conversation, making people uncomfortable, because of course future is different. And yes, I think it's a good tool for imagining, but I would also say it's useful to step back and think, well, how can that future, or the multiple futures you think about in foresight, serve me now?
So as I said, we don't tend to use foresight a lot. We use long-term thinking instead, as it's one of the 5 ways of working in the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act. And long-term thinking, the way we explain it is taking action today for a better tomorrow. So that's the goal of it. But one of my colleagues from Natural Resources Wales tends to describe foresight as minimizing surprises. That's what we try to do with it. We can't predict the future, but we can be prepared for it. So the goal of foresight is to just minimize those surprises coming on the horizon.
So foresight for me has 2 components. I think on the one hand, it is helping people to articulate what they think about the future, either through helping them to formulate a vision and where they want to go for, or to collect trends and drivers to extrapolate what might happen or where we could go for, and then to better reflect or make decisions in the present on how to design the future that we want. And the other activity is to help people to reflect on their own assumptions of the future. So foresight very much is about opening up discussions and showcasing where your limits of imaginations are.
Foresight is about the future, but it's not necessarily about the specific point in the future or the particular developments that we arrive at eventually. It's more about the journey that we take towards identifying and let's say qualifying the different futures that might happen, because the uncertainty is everywhere. And so I think bearing in mind that we're all wrong, we all have cognitive biases, but that collectively we can apply methods that are tested and tried and rigorous, that can help us make sense of the future, and then also in a sort of reactive way learn the lessons for what we're currently doing, and to see whether we're on the right track, and to see how we can manage potential risks.
To me, foresight is about thinking about the future in more or less systematic ways. It's about giving yourself the space to sit down and really try to think more systematically about it. And I think that the most important part of that is to have the time and the space for the reflection.
Foresight is, let's say, exploring planning options and exploring what you can do in the present through imagining different futures. And immediately when you imagine what futures might be, by miracle you see more options in the present to act upon.